All right, welcome everyone with Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
86, episode 6. Brains, Caleb, brains.
Brains.
Oh boy.
Harvested cybernetic robots with their brains. And we've now broken them down into classifications of types of things that Shin can sense with his unique ability.
One of them definitely isn't his brother.
One of them definitely is not his brother.
Nope, not at all.
No.
Yeah.
But given that this is the kind of thing that they're needing to fight, this is the explanation on some level as to how, why, mechanically, the handlers lose their minds, go crazy, because they link up with Shin. Shin, who is suffering through all this, has been suffering through all this, passes it on to them when they're fighting, specifically the Black Sheep, especially because the Black Sheep are the ones that would be
trapped in their dying moments.
Yeah, trapped in their dying death throes. And yeah.
Okay.
That's nightmare fuel.
Oh yeah.
Because in some ways, that's what war against people would be like.
It's a nice way to just sort of throw in that real life trauma into a fantastical setting.
Yeah. And okay.
Here we are.
Lena's okay for now. We have some really good conversations with her and Shin, processing what happened, but it was mostly there to kind of set up the grander narrative and story and to give us some mechanical implications about what's going on.
Because the Legion definitely isn't going to shut down in 2 years, and, you know, Shin's tour is going to be done in, you know, about a year, so they have a very limited time frame in which to save the human race. The entire human race.
Yeah. Because there's no humans outside. No way. It's not like in other anime where that's definitely not a thing also. You know.
Right. No, I was just talking about how the idea that, you know, the 85 sectors don't treat the 86 as humans.
I gotcha.
You know,
okay. You've already bought into the
race.
Republic propaganda, I see.
There's no one else outside.
Right.
I mean, hey,
exactly.
you know, if they're brains that are outside, how much does that count? What do they do if they get a brain back
I'm telling you,
fully
it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Huh.
It's going to happen. They're going to have a legion that they'll capture. It'll be like a ghost commander of some kind.
Watch, Caleb. Our logo with the brain. It's actually, we're ahead of our time, and there's going to be a point where Lena clutches like the brain of her father close and is like, Yosh, it's okay. You know.
Or Fido's going to get an upgrade.
Yes.
So, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh shit, trapped? Oh, is this Shin's backstory?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit. This might be how he knows it's
that his brother's out there. Sure.
Oh.
He finds his mech. Oh, and the body, right, with the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Shit.
The body is gone. No skeleton, nothing.
But most importantly,
God.
No head. I'm pretty sure his body was in there, and it was just the head was cut off.
Oh, it just now.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't even tell. It looked to me like there was literally no body in there, and the clothes were left. Okay, way. Yeah, that was a long time ago then.
Are we getting a beach episode?
Oh, cool. Well, mingling outside the apocalyptic zone, you know.
Nice. That look on his face.
Oh, this is the pig.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. So fast.
Wow. Okay.
Unless he just already had a pig picture.
Yeah,
And
they've
he just put a dress on.
they've made so many over the years, you know. The amount of heads in one frame. Oh,
Oh, yes, yes. Mm. Oh.
Yeah, after a couple drinks, he's a bit more confident.
Yep.
We are legally obliged to say that these kids are not drinking, but...
Oh, nice.
You could say that.
Yeah, it's nice seeing people that are dead right
Uh-huh,
now.
yeah. I mean,
you know?
what are flashbacks for if not that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Shinigami-san?
Half of these people are gonna be dead by the end of the show.
Yep. Yeah, half.
Yeah, only half. You think we're gonna get that happy of an ending?
Bruh, like 3 of them will be alive, you know?
Okay.
Yep. Alright, let's move on. It's time to fight.
Tatakai.
Oh.
Wait.
God, did you see those humanoid...
Yeah.
Are those supposed to be, like... Oh, I love that perspective. That looks so good. Oh, you could maybe draw the mortar fire around to have
Oh,
the friendly
shit.
fire. Oh, her cockpit's open. Oh, he's gonna go to save her and...
Shit. Yeah, that...
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no. Yeah, I can't let them get a full brain.
Yeah.
And it
It didn't even try.
Well, yeah, because she shot herself
Whoa!
in the head, so... Ooh!
They were so close to saving her. Shit.
Keep your head in the game, though. Literally.
Oh. Yeah. Whoa. He just felt something from his brother.
I think so. You can tell,
Unresolved
like,
stuff.
you can feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, unresolved from the moment his brother tried to strangle him. Oh. Okay. Oh. Well.
Okay.
どうしてユリスをどうしてってほらビビビッと来てさ
This is a dream, and in the package is a head.
Just such mundane.
例えばなんだけどパラレードのせいでもし精神面に影響が出たらああそりゃパカッとプロセッサーならパカッと頭開けて脳を徹底的に調べるのハンドラーなら即検査で別部署に移動ね
Okay. Well, you can't share that with her.
Yeah.
ダイヤをレギオンにするわけにはいきませんから
Yeah. She did hear it.
残りは何機だ
16人です
How many machines? 16
スコル
people.
ピオンの榴弾砲に近い射程を持つ我が軍の迎撃砲が使えれば
迎撃砲は一度使うと再装填の必要がある加えて設置場所は地雷原の中だ前線にも近すぎる
We might have actual casualties that
そ
way.
んな危険を冒せというのかね戦死者ゼロの人道的かつ先進的な祖国防衛を維持したいのは軍も市民も同じ市民の意に沿うことが軍人としてあるべき姿だ
This is the situation where she's gonna end up too outspoken.
第一戦区の近くにレギオンによる新たな拠点建設が確認された準備が整い次第戦隊全機を当該拠点に進出させ速やかにこれを殲滅せ彼らを救いたいのだろうミリーゼ少佐違ったかね
Calling her, major again. Remind them of their ranking.
Responsibility and role and all that, yeah.
すみません人員補充もまだだというのに新たな任務だなんて
いつものことですそのレギオンの拠点についてはこちらでも把握して
We or I am, you know.
では今日はこれでできれば今夜はしっかり休んでくださいね
はいはいおやすみなさいじゃあね
おやすみ
少佐
Mm.
大丈夫ですか
Oh.
少しピリピリしているような
Up here, your age, being mature and showing care for you.
お兄様みたいだなって
Oh.
チョコレートをくれたんです私が辛かった時にノーゼン大も甘いものが好きなのですよね
The voice acting, it's like
Yeah.
pain.
Uh-huh.
よく覚えていますね
私にとって大切な記憶ですから今あなたと話しているこの時間もとても大切です
Oh.
Hmm.
少佐
Did it start melting because she was...
Right, it's like, overheat the fudge and it'll leave a sheen. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. Right.
You eat that chocolate, Lena.
Yeah.
Bite into it. Seize the chocolate. Seize
Cost
the
of
means
feeding
of
air in the
chocolate
bread.
production. Yeah.
Eat and live.
Dead people.
Okay.
I see dead people everywhere.
And maybe hear them too.
Yeah.
Okay.
This episode was a very sweet episode because we got a flashback to a time when more people were alive.
Yeah.
And it's just nice seeing them around because one of the things that's kind of rough to do when you have a large cast like this is you can't characterize people before you kill them off necessarily.
Right.
You can only do so much. And
Yeah.
thus getting to have characterization happen beyond death fits within the themes and the plot dynamics of the show because we literally have a mechanic as to how people can live beyond death.
Exactly.
So, wonderful. Yes.
It also is it's a wonderful way to potentially solve the mechanical, technical problem of how do you make it so that you're not removing all of the emotional
Right.
attachment to your cast by killing off the ones that you care about the most and will have the biggest response to the death, you know?
Yep.
And, oh, hey, flashbacks, there you go. They're still kind of around. You can recycle them a bit.
Yep.
Awesome. So, here we are, and now we've got another mission for the fucking Spearhead Squadron to go
Yeah.
on, but
Shin thinks it's a trap.
and yet they have to do it anyways.
Because a base being set up that close is something that could
Big
be
problem.
a real problem.
Yep.
But it's also, I would say, something that something that maybe should, clue in the Republic a little bit of if bases are being, new bases are being added, maybe the Legion's not done anytime soon.
Right.
Maybe they're still okay. They're going strong.
That was probably the big thing that I was wondering why Lena didn't bring it up to...
As like a theory?
Right.
She can't say the reason why she knows that. Because that would be the death of Shin, basically. His brain would be harvested.
Right. So yeah, you can't do that. But given that they're all concerned about like the technical stuff and they're so confident, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you threw some potential doubt in there.
Yeah. The way in which she would have to pull it off, and this would be really tough, she would have to basically say, I am using the 86 to gain better information from the front lines. And the way I found the best way to do that is to actually become friends with them. Thus, they are giving me more detailed stuff than they've been giving previous handlers because they never liked the previous handlers.
Right.
And they've basically informed me that the Legion seems to be mounting up even larger forces. They are getting stronger, they're getting more advanced and stuff like that. So we need to take the possibility into consideration that the Legion is not going to be done at that time.
And that's something...
That's a leap still, given that information.
Right.
But it would be something where she could test the waters to see if the Republic has a plan in place for that. Because they might not. Or maybe they do, but only certain people know about it.
Exactly. And I think that's probably the most likely solution because, they would have heard rumors and things like that. They would have had people that are like, okay, even though we don't want to use any actual people on the front lines, what's the worst case scenario, that kind of deal, right?
Well, here's the easy answer. They have scouts enough to be able to know about this base.
Sure.
The only person that in the 86th, the Spearhead Squadron, that would know about the base is, of course, Shin because of his ability.
Right.
But how did the Republic actually find out about this base? Well, they have actual mechanical scouts of sorts that they use, or they use some kind of space
satellites
or radar kind of
aerial drones or something.
Reconnaissance of some kind.
Right.
Whatever that is, it's working enough to find the base, but it's not necessarily successful in being able to determine that the
they can
Legion,
reproduce basically.
Yeah, that the Legion is reproducing. So that's its own little plot thing that they'll probably get into later because it's not relevant for the characters right now.
Right.
Outside of maybe Lena in the immediate future.
But they did bring up the idea that, hey, if we actually could somehow work together, if we could get some of the heavy artillery as support, that would help us a lot. And I liked how they went into the logistics of both what that would give them and also
need humans to go and man the artillery.
But they would need humans in order to do that, and as a result, that's something that they don't want to do. Okay.
And also the idea that the artillery are weapons that would not just need to be, I think this is implied by the idea of saying they reload, which is kind of a, I don't know, the way it's written seems kind of dumb.
Like the mechs also
Whoa, you're
reload.
telling me that guns have unlimited ammo?
Right,
no, of course they need to be reloaded. What he's saying is that they need to be reloaded after every single shot.
Right.
Which means that there's a period of time where they would be vulnerable not just to, being unhelpful to the 86 on the front lines by being unable to fire, but vulnerable to the Legion sending in quick skirmishers and just taking out all the artillery, which is heavy equipment, but also that would be actual casualties that we would have to record because we don't consider the 86 human, and we can't have human casualties. No.
Right, and I'm guessing what they do for the 86 currently is that every once in a while, when there's no danger of a fight, they'll just send out a truckload of extra ammo or something like that, right? And who knows, maybe it's even being driven by 86.
Well, that's what the adult guy is that comes in.
Exactly, he's their quartermaster. Their technical handler. Right?
So Aldrich.
Aldrich, right?
Yeah, he's probably the person that comes in with their gear and stuff. He's their liaison.
And hence why I get so pissed when they wreck shit.
But they also have times where they recycle in new kids, as they showed in the flashback, which is a very, very... I love the flashback because it's basically all exposition. And let me break down why. The reason why you need to do this kind of exposition every once in a while to break up the monotony of Lena and Shin telling each other things from their different perspectives is that these characters are speaking as if this is all normal, so they don't have to break character and speak to kind of like half the audience and half one person, as
Right.
if the person doesn't know about this stuff.
It's a very casual form of exposition, and it's given alongside seeing these characters have a party.
hang out,
you know,
yeah.
see some of the characters that are now dead, right? So it's you've got the vegetables with the dessert, right? You know, and so it's just a really nice way of doing things.
Right. So, okay. Now, Shin and his brother. He found the corpse and also we knew
mech,
that this
yeah.
was, this is his brother's mech and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Right.
We get
He
to
knows
see
they
that-
got the head.
Well, right, but we get to see that he found it 4 years ago, specifically, which is a cool little detail. But also, the idea that he was alone when he found it, meaning that
Sure.
he might have already been using his ability
To like get out there safely
to
and all that.
maneuver around the Legion
a
to
good
a
point.
place where he would actually find it. Because
Right.
odds are his brother didn't die on the current front lines because, logically, if we were to look at the way the battle lines have shifted over the course of the last 4 years, I would say that the Republic's front lines have gotten closer to the Republic.
Right, and they just don't care too much because
They don't care if they lose
it
ground
won't get to
because-
us in the 2 years that we have.
Exactly.
Right.
Thus, that place now is way out there, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's never going to go back there again until they make some kind of grand offensive of some kind.
Well, and it makes sense too because the Legion would have to have some level of security in the place where they are in order to harvest a brain, I would think. Unless every
No, they were just going to do it in the middle of the battlefield right there.
No, right.
In the episode.
Right.
They literally were going for decapitation right there.
Yeah.
Like I almost feel like that was that was something kind of disappointing to me. I half expected some kind of alien probe thing to like open up when it like hovered above her, like a little apparatus, but instead it almost looked like the leg went and just violently chopped the head off from the spine. I was like, oh, that's how they do it?
Yeah, I got the feeling that it was going to be something more just like maybe they spear the body to like bring the body to the apparatus or something like that.
Or this could be just the point in which this is still a very new thing in general for the Legion.
Because
so
they weren't designed to be
they're not
able
designed
to do that.
Yeah,
so
they just know they have to do this.
Right.
So it's the
get the brain somehow and
get it somehow, and we'll go for a quantity over quality because we need these desperately.
and maybe they have like their own
process.
or maybe individual new supply machines that it's like when one of them gets the head, they then take it to like that robot, and then it's like, okay, and now we can keep it from deteriorating from lack of oxygen or something like that.
Bring
right
it to the ice chest,
Yeah, exactly. Right. Because we also saw some new machines this episode. We saw those creepy Minecraft creeper, just run at you and explode robots.
I'm gonna blow up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That was that was
they
something.
chose to make those things look bipedal.
Right.
That was very much a choice of the Legion.
Yeah.
And I will say it makes sense now that the Legion is being led by, not necessarily dead humans, but humans.
Right.
It
And I will say, while those totally could be like, machines that had always existed, they had just never really been
They're-
relevant or prevalent.
They're
in the
the dogs
episodes that
from
we've seen.
Boston Dynamics. They just-
yeah, exactly.
That's what you did. That's what you did. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Look at your
right.
bot. It's now running on 2 legs, and it's now.
But like, if those were new, I feel like those would be one of the things that they like. I feel like we can assume that those probably aren't actually new, because if they were new, it'd be like, oh shit, this is new.
No, they've seen them before.
No, yeah, exactly.
We haven't seen them before. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. But okay, 2 more people are dead. Cool. I did not expect Daya to be one of the ones to die, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, if you're going to start killing off characters that have been developed so that we feel something, not just in the fact that someone is dying because other people are going to care about that, but characters where we understand a little bit more of their relationship with others. He was kind of the big brother.
Yep.
Obviously Shin and Raiden are still there for the kind of the other big brothers, but no, he kind of kept the chuckle fucks, the few brain cells rubbed between them little boys all in line.
Three brain cells
basically.
between the 4 people, and they're all-
they just lost one of their own, and Yeah, it was brutal. It was quick, and he was trying to save someone who still ended up dying.
Right. That was one of the things that I really loved about how it went down. The idea that the very
couldn't have
active
saved her.
you couldn't have saved her, and because you tried. Because, another example of where a lot of this came about because they didn't have artillery and the enemy did, right? So it's our usual hit and run tactics and ambushes and being in hiding.
It tears up the terrain. We don't
Tears
have
up
any
the
places
terrain.
to hide.
Yep,
Yeah.
and they adapt to that, and stuff. And then it's suddenly, what do we have to do when we have to run through the open? No, we're fucked. That's how it goes,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think my favorite thing in terms of the fight as well was seeing the impact craters and then just by visual storytelling letting us know that it's not just that they're clearing out specific areas, but the mobility of their mechs becomes hindered because then they have to be doing this constantly.
Yeah. Having the amount of speed and maneuverability
Limited.
benefited by all of those different spindly legs is also something that can be disrupted pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also seeing the ways in which the Legion deployed, it felt like overwhelming force to beat them here,
Right,
but minimal actual units, if that makes sense. By the idea of using artillery,
Right.
they actually were doing something that was eerily a bit more strategic than any other encounter we've seen.
Minimizing attrition, basically.
Yeah, but okay, so generally speaking, the reason why artillery is so effective is because you're trading the impacts, the slugs, basically. You're trading your shot, basically,
For units.
for units on the other side.
Right.
And if you end up making any hits, it's a net win because you can always make more ammo.
Right, exactly.
But you can't just make more,
People.
mechs and people at the same
Right.
rate. So it already feels like to me they're encountering the distant orders of some kind of ghost commander or shepherd right now.
Well, and they even mentioned that some of these scorpions are pulled in from another sector of the battlefield.
Yeah.
So it's
They might have just been recently reinforced with another group.
That very much feels like
more set up for the trap,
and an overarching commander, not just someone who's there was a brain that was captured, and so it's sort of like the other captain that these units are going toe to toe.
Right, you would never encounter them directly out here, but you would feel the effects of their orders and tactics and strategy.
But then suddenly, when other units are being pulled in, it's like, oh wait, hold on, that's like general stuff. That's not captain stuff anymore.
Yeah.
What? Okay, this is concerning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But okay,
Right.
if the Spearhead Squadron is directly being targeted to set up for a trap, and they're also emotionally trying to set us up for some dramatic backstory stuff with Shin, given that we know what his brother was saying when he was choking him out.
You're the reason that mom and dad are dead. Oh boy.
Oh boy, and
I'm very curious what the
boy.
actual explanation is for that, because that's a big statement, especially for your little kid brother. So
yeah, there's a couple possibilities that are running around in my mind. One of them is that because of how fucked up Shin's head is, because of not just this, but because of hearing all these voices and stuff, that he actually doesn't have a good memory of what happened because it was so traumatic.
Okay, sure.
And he's been hearing his brother's voice scream at him through the ability and stuff like that at random points or something. But because of how shocked he was by the fact that he heard his brother's voice, I don't know if that's that he hears his brother's voice very infrequently, or if it's that he could hear specific things about his brother's status based on the way that the voice was coming to him. He now knows his brother's a lot closer. Or two, he knows that his brother is speaking directly to him rather than just screaming out into the void generally would. Or three, there's something about how the voice has changed or something. I think it's just the idea of he heard his brother's voice and he wasn't ready for it. So it's,
Exactly,
and then it throws him back into the traumatic memory.
Yep.
But the idea that his brother seemed so monstrous and stuff like that, I feel the dissonance too much with who we saw with Lena. And I think
Right.
that was the point of the chocolate scene, was to be like, hey, yeah, there was a good side to your brother, and she saw it out on the battlefield, which
is
like,
the place where you would expect that to have been already ground away.
yeah. So what they might then be setting up, if that's more the angle, is that the battlefield changed him
Sure.
for the better, just in general, like a lot more. Except that his reason for going out was because he wanted to fight this fight. Like, he wanted to be actually out there doing this.
Right. There was conviction when he talked to Lena that I'm pretty sure would have been broken by the time he tried to strangle Shin. So that's a whole thing. And maybe that could have been just that was early on in his time on the battlefield, so he was still sort of like the optimistic green new recruit.
Yeah.
But he didn't seem like a fresh recruit when he saved her.
No.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what the situation is there. But what I'm curious about is to see when we actually meet Shin's brother, because I think Shin's brother is a long-term like point of conflict. Like, I don't think he's going to, like, even if they do run into him at the base, I don't think he's going to be, like, defeated or anything.
Or even if they run into him, it'll be, like, direct. It'll be more like...
Exactly, right.
Oh,
I could totally
I can
see
hear
it
his
being
voice
something...
giving them orders and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear his voice in your head after you successfully destroy the base or something
Sure.
like that. And the the black shepherds or whatever, the like...
Black sheep and then just regular
black
shepherds.
sheep, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The lower peons in the pecking order or whatever that he has, like, sent there are being defeated or something like that.
Sure.
Because a lot of the conflict and interactions in this show are remote, right? Even with Lena and Shin. So it's like, how much of a presence do we want his brother to have before, it's finally resolved?
Yeah, I think quite a lot, but not necessarily having to happen anytime soon. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. All this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see it there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.